So for the example, this is something you could add into your notes or just view this and keep this in your minds and in your hearts. So the way that we could see this is kind of like a battlefield. And so let's say that there is this battlefield of addition. Now, let's say in this battlefield you have an army, and you have the positive army, and you have the negative army. So let's say the positive army happens to have 3 soldiers. Or, let's make it more. Well, we used 5 earlier, right? So we're going to use 5 here. And the negative army, let's say, has 3 soldiers. Now, what these soldiers are going to do is they're going to fight each other. And when they fight each other, we could imagine as if they have something like I don't know, like a bow, or yeah, let's use a bow. You could use a sword. Right, we got the bow right there. And this guy also has a bow as well. All of them have bows pretty much. So what happens is the first blue guy shoots his bow and aims for one of the red soldiers. But at the same time, the red soldier shoots his bow and aims at the blue. So what happens here is both of these pretty much cancel each other there. So if the other soldiers do the same, so let's say this guy shoots an arrow and it hits this guy, but the other red hits him as well, and the last guy does the same thing, you can see that at the end of this war, you're going to have 2. Now there's 2 soldiers, and the 2 soldiers are from the positive side. So that's how we can get a positive 5 plus fighting a negative 3 results in a 2 or a positive 2. And you could see how if I did the opposite, the same thing would remain, right? Or the same thing would be true. So if I switch the flags and the symbols, that's how you get a negative number as the winner. But this analogy also does apply for if you have 2 of the same integers. So let's say I have a negative team, but this time, as they're doing their scrimmage here, they run into another negative team. Now, if I have, let's say, 3 soldiers here and 2 soldiers here, what's going to happen? Well, they're not going to fight each other because they realize that they are friends. So this dude right here is happy to see his friend. And the guy on the other side is also just as happy to see his friend. And they're all pretty happy. So what they decide to do is they decide to say, hey, instead of fighting, since we're on the same team, let's just combine our forces. This is why when you have something like a negative 3 plus in this battlefield, another negative 2. So it is a battlefield still, but because they're allies, they decide to join forces. So what they'll do here is they are going to just become a bigger group of negative 5. And that's how we get that. So that's generally how I would imagine it. And you could stick with following the rules here, right? Just see what happens. Like if they're both the same, if they both have the same integer, then what do you do? But if they have different integers, then what do you do, right? So same integers means they team up, but you keep that symbol, you keep that integer. Whereas if they are different integers, the bigger army is going to win. So you keep the symbol of the bigger number or the bigger army, and that's what you get. One additional piece is just, I mentioned this earlier, but I didn't write it down as an example. So if you do have multiple steps, then just treat it like it's a multi-step battle, right? So let's say I have negative 10 plus negative 3 plus, let's say 12. So what happens here? Well, don't get overwhelmed. Just do it one at a time. So you're going to start with this section right here, all right? And then you're going to ignore the rest for now. But I have the negative 3 and the negative 10, which if I were to draw it out, it would be something like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Meets the other dudes. 1, 2, 3. And what they do is they combine. They become one big force. So you still have a negative flag because they're going to say, hey, we just need to carry 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then plus the 1, 2, 3. So I have 13 dudes right here. So now, by the way, if we do have a multi-step, I highly recommend, actually I will have you guys write it step by step. So you're going to have the first line right there. Then you're going to add the first two together. So then below that, you could write negative 13 and then plus 12. All right, so you do have to rewrite anything that you're not doing. And we're going to get in this habit, especially when we're getting into algebra or more complex equations. It's going to help you in the long run. So in this case, we already have our group of 13, and now they meet a group of positives. And there's 12 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2. All right, so I could see here that if you want to do it the slow way here, we got 1 red eliminated with 1 blue eliminated. Another arrow is shot. Another duel is done. Another arrow is shot. And you just keep going. Keep going. Boom, boom, ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. And then shoop, shoop, and then boom, boom. And you're left with one very, very lonely and sad soldier right there. So then you're left with 1, and he is sadly, and sad because everyone is gone, he's sadly holding his negative flag. And so then you're left with negative team with 1 soldier. And that's it. So the final answer is negative 1. 1 lonely, sad soldier right there. When you write negatives, you don't have to have these parentheses, but I would recommend that you just hang on to these. Keep them. It just makes it easier to view the numbers, and it will help you for the next section, which is about the subtracting integers.